Walk through a daily inspection on a loader. Obviously the form, you want to start with the operator's name, the equipment type, today's date, the serial number. We'll look at the serial number plate in a minute. First thing on the list is checking the engine oil. You check it on the Contronics pad, or you can pull dipstick over here. Alright, that's okay. While you've got the door open, you're going to look for leaks, which if you've got dust collected somewhere, I'll show you that later in the video, that's a leak. This fluid collects dust. You're going to pull the outer air filter. We've got that setting out already. You're going to take this filter, drop it with the open end down. You get a pile of dirt on the inside, you want to blow it out with a right angle 90-degree air hose from the inside out. That's not that bad. We blow that out 3 times, the 4th time we replace it. Coolant levels, the second thing on the sheet. This particular loader, it's on the other side. We'll get to that in the walk around. You want to look at your steps, your handrails, your lug nuts. We're always looking for leaks as we walk around the engine. Steps, handrails in good shape. You want to come over and look at the fluids. Transmission level is here. Transmission level has a high and a low for hot, a high and a low for cold. Typically on a loader, you want to run the loader for an hour and then check it hot. There's the high and the low on the hot. It's right in the middle. Hydraulic level is up here in the sight glass. As you can see, it's just above the middle on this, so it's okay. Hoses, leaks. Want to make sure there's no oil underneath. Always look on the ground under the loader as you're walking under. Any leaks are going to show up there, especially if it's been parked in that. Pin keepers. Every pin should have a bolt. If those bolts have been broken out and they've been welded in place, that's a no-no. They need to be re-drilled and tapped, and we need to find out why they broke. Grease fittings. Our newer loaders have auto lube. It'll either be mounted here or under that step. If it doesn't, check the fittings, check the grease, make sure we're getting grease. Lights, you want a ground man when you check them to see if they work, but you want to look at the lights as you're walking around. Again, lug nuts, these are plastic covers. Easiest way to check these, take a paint stick, mark the lug nuts. If the marks line up all the time, you're okay. Pin keepers, there again, there should be a bolt in all these. Look for leaks up front from your cylinders for your mast. Look for cracks in your mast. The machine's clean, it helps. Look at that. Cutting edge. Your bolt pattern should be correct. The bolts should be all there, not missing nuts. So you have a matching bolt pattern here. Again, coming around the other side. Keeper bolts are all in place. No leaks on the ground, no oil on the machine. Grease fittings have grease on them. Lug nuts look good. We're missing a side marker light here. We would write that in. If you write something in, there's 2 ways to look at it. Is it a safety concern, or is it just something we need to fix? The safety concern is the horn doesn't work, the backup alarm, the mast has a crack, something that would make the machine unsafe to operate. The light, this is just a side light here. We just need to get that replaced and tell the supervisor about it. Check it on the lights on the sheet. Flip the sheet up, mark on the back, right-hand side light. Get the supervisor to sign off, and he knows it's there. Steps on this side, obviously that's something that'll work. Do I like it? No. Should I write it up? Should it get heated and bent back or fixed? Yes, it should. So there again, I would write that on the sheet. Cab air filters. This is the daily filter. In here's a monthly one. The mechanics will check. This filter you simply take off by pushing these down. Take that. You're going to tap it out. This is brand new. If you blow it out, you blow from the inside. windshield washer fluid. Want to check that. When we get in the cab, we'll check the wipers. Again, look for leaks. Lug nuts. Radiator coolant fluid on this one is on this side here. You want to look at that. You want to look and make sure there's no oil or leaks or anything in the engine compartment. Batteries. It's a 24 volt battery, 212s in series. There should be battery covers on all positive terminals. 24 volt system, you're going to have 3 of those. 2 here, jumping across. 1 over on the other side. And our negatives here. Those should be covered. Radiator, we're going to look at the door. Obviously that's a safety problem. Will it keep us from operating? No. Is it safe to open the door and leave it open? No. Is the radiator clean? Yeah. It's not clogged up. Does that get written up? And we want to definitely mention that to the mechanic? Yes, indeed. Tail lights should be there, should be working.
Go.
Okay, our next step is in the cab. On the way up, we checked the fire extinguisher, made sure that the monthly inspection was signed off on, that this annual's done. Once we're in the cab, we're going to check basically all the controls, all the lights, all the warning symbols.
That's key on, not started.
Key on, not started right now. We've got all the information up here. Got a low level on our washer, which it looked like in another couple days it was going to need to be replaced. The Comtronics pad down here shows up on our dash up here. If you want to check any of the fluids from sitting in the cab and the air conditioning. This first button is engine. If there's a down arrow here, you use the down arrow here to see the next screen.
Sorry, I told them about them window frames, you can't throw them out.
Engine level's normal on the oil. That will not run with the machine on because it's not going to, there's a reason it doesn't function. Okay, we hit escape to get out of that. We go over and look at our transmission. Pressure's normal. Filter, level, normal. We can escape out of that. We can come over and look at our hydraulics. Our level's normal, our temperature's normal, our boom suspension is off. We'll talk about that in a minute. We're going to turn that on. Come over and look at our axles. Brake pressure's good, front temperature's normal, rear temperature's normal. That's going to give us our travel speed, which we're not going. That's how you can check everything through the Comtronics. Now, as I said, the boom suspension is off. That is this button over here. It should be in the middle position, which is gear dependent. That's where we want to run it. Not speed dependent, which is this position. So it always should be in the middle. You'll notice a major difference. This switch needs to be in auto. Depending on the yard and the conditions, the shifter should be in either automatic, which is 4th gear here. They've got it 3rd here. I'm going to leave it in automatic. This is an automatic transmission. Parking brake obviously is on. Seat belt. Good condition. Plugs in, everything works. I'm now going to start the loader. Okay. Horn obviously is working. I just sounded it. We're going to put the machine, take the parking brake off, put the machine in reverse. Our backup alarm is sounding, so that works. Those items are 2 of the most important items. Got the parking brake re-engaged. Now, on my checklist, I would check these off. I've looked at my warning lights. We're going to look at headlights. We have a ground man down there, so he's going to look at our lights. Turn our beacon light on, all our lights. Our ground man's going to see if our lights are on. Okay, we're going to turn our turn signal on. That's not the right button, sorry. Just looking at the wrong button. We're going to check our washers, windshield washer, and fluid. That works. We're going to ask our ground man if our beacon light's on. Beacon light on? Okay. Brake lights. Good. Okay, and our hazard lights. Have him go to the front, check the front hazard lights. Good. On our dash, you can see the parking brakes on, the lights are on, the beacon light's on, the boom suspension's on. That's what's showing on the dash. Our fuel level is over half, so we're okay on fuel. Our mirrors are all there, pretty much lined up, so we're okay. Actually, yes we are. And that's your daily check. So you're going to be doing this daily check every day. So basically what you're looking for is things that are different. Something sticks out, wasn't there yesterday, obviously it's a problem. This is a 5 to 8 minute check if you do it daily. And like I said, we're keying in on differences. Something got broke when you weren't here. That's what we're looking for. Please make sure you note it, write it on the back of the sheet. Please make sure you show and tell your supervisor. And if it's an unsafe condition, please do not operate it. Tell your supervisor what the condition is and that the machine needs to be fixed immediately. Thank you.
Go.
I purposely skipped 3 items on this list. See if you can find what they are and contact River's safety supervisor and tell them what they are.